Good morning and welcome to today's 20-minute update, BCF's monthly series of interactive calls and Facebook live streams designed to give you an inside look at BCF, our initiatives, and the work we do in Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and the entire region. Thank you for joining us. I'm Erica Seth Davies, Chief of Staff at BCF, and joining me today is Maya Smith, Program Officer at BCF. Good morning, Maya.
Good morning, Erica.
Before we get started, I do want to make sure that I thank our Civic Leadership Fund donors for their support. It's because of you that BCF can provide the resources like the 20-minute update. If you haven't made your Civic Leadership gift in 2017, please do so after our call this morning. Your support will keep these interactive updates going. So today we're talking about our Neighborhood Grants Program, and we'll go ahead and get started. So Maya, let's just do that. Can you tell us a little bit about the Neighborhood Grants Program and give us a general overview?
Sure. Okay. The Neighborhood Grants Program provides funding for neighborhood associations and community resident groups in Baltimore City and Baltimore County. It helps them carry out projects that are developed as well as implemented by the residents. Neighborhoods in Baltimore are very unique, and in order to actually hear directly from the residents and get them, the information, the projects, the resources they need, we have to know what it is that they need. So we actually, a large part of what makes neighborhoods strong is the relationship that forms between neighbors and their involvement in the life of their neighborhood. So it's actually just an opportunity to hear from Baltimore City and Baltimore County residents about what they need.
Okay, that sounds exciting. So can you tell us some of the common characteristics or some of the common qualities of these programs that are funded?
Yes. A common characteristic is mobilization. It's an opportunity to mobilize. It's an opportunity to make sure that the projects make your neighborhood safe, clean, green, and vibrant. The Neighborhood Grants Project, it actually addresses community needs and brings together residents of all ages. So all of the applications will have, diversity. They will all bring people together, they'll mobilize, and it's something that's common in every application that you read.
Okay, all right. So is broad community involvement an important aspect of this to the review process, or?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No one knows more about Baltimore than the people that live in Baltimore.
Right.
So the volunteers that review the applications are essential to the review process. We invite students, previous grantees, donors, community residents, staff members, and others to be a part of the process because we want to make sure that we're doing everything right and we're hearing what the residents need. So.
Okay.
It's a great process.
So it sounds like the review process itself and with the reviewers is inclusive. How do you make this as inclusive as possible for the applicants, for the neighborhoods or the neighborhood projects that would want to apply?
The application is very easy. It's a Q&A style questionnaire, very simple, easy to understand. We know that everyone is not, a professional grant writers, and that's fine because the people that are actually reviewing the grant are not professional grant makers, and they're not, typical foundation people. So we understand and we take that into consideration. We accept all applications. We just ask that you follow the guidelines. If you follow the guidelines, then there's no problem. Anybody can apply as long as you fit within the guidelines.
Okay, got it. So this program has existed for over 20 years at this point. So what are some of the trends that you've seen, I guess, between Baltimore City and Baltimore County over the life of the grant?
Yes, there's a lot of grants. A lot of the trends in the city tend to mobilize and bring together more youth. The county actually just want to get people out. They want to get to know the residents. They want to actually get to know their neighbors. In the city, Baltimore City, there's a lot of programs that want to cleanups and block parties and different things. In the county, we find that it's more about just who are your neighbors, how do I get people on my mailing list, and it's a different set of applications, but they both are very rich.
Okay,
So.
Good to hear. Now I know you're not supposed to have a favorite child, but over the course of your experience with the Neighborhood Grants Program, what are some of your favorite or the most innovative projects that you've seen?
I do not have a lot of favorites. I will say that some of the projects that I enjoy the most are the ones that are more diverse. I'm a Baltimore City resident as well. I lived, I was born and raised here, so I understand sometimes when you can't you want to do something, but you don't know what to do or how to do it, or you feel like you're too young to step up. So I enjoy the applications that show, a connection between the youth as well as some of the seniors, some of the people, the residents that's been there forever, and some of the new residents. The projects when we get new people that move into neighborhoods, and instead of coming in and figuring out how we can fix it and take over, they actually engage the older residents, the people that's been there a while. They'll ask, can they put together like a meet and greet or some type of festival to get to know the neighbors and figure out how they can help, not how they can take over.
Okay.
So I enjoy the diversity. So those are the projects that I'm pretty drawn to, the ones that really bring together all types of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Baltimore is a city of neighborhoods, as is Baltimore County, although more spread out. What are some examples of some of the neighborhoods that have been awarded grants through this process?
Okay, so we've awarded about over 500 grants in
Wow.
the process.
Okay.
So a few neighborhoods that come to mind include Emerson Village, Park Heights, Pigtown, Randallstown, Greater Highlandtown, Catonsville, Garden Oaks. We're all over.
Okay.
I have a map on my wall, and the NGP is sort of taking over the map. There's not a lot of areas that we have not hit through this process.
Okay, and that's Baltimore City
And county,
okay,
yes.
and
yes.
Baltimore County.
We've done Randallstown, we've done Catonsville, we've done sort of the Owings Mills area. So yeah, it's Baltimore City and Baltimore County.
Okay. So what exactly is BCF seeking in a successful application, or what do you encourage your reviewers to look at in considering the application?
Yes, so a successful application, when I'm looking at it, when I'm reviewing it, will answer a few questions. Will it get more residents involved? Mm-hmm. Is it something that the neighborhood needs, something the neighborhood wants, diverse perspectives? Will it bring together people of all ages? There's a couple of things that you'll be able to point out, when you're looking at the application. We just want to make sure that it's not just one person. We want to mobilize, so we need people involved. Okay. So we can tell that there's multiple people involved in the process, and that's what we look for.
Got it. Okay. So let's talk about some of the technical aspects of the application. How do people apply? Where do they send their applications?
Yes, so they actually apply. You can go to the website, and all the information is there. The application, the guidelines, my contact information, everything is there to apply. You have to you read the guidelines, and then you fill out the application. You submit it. The application deadline is July 14th this year.
July 14th.
Yes.
July 14th.
But it's a very easy process. So if you have any questions, my contact information is there.
Okay. Do applicants need to have a 501c3 status, tax determination letter?
They do not have to have a 501c3 determination status. They do, however, have to have a fiscal sponsor or have a group bank account. So if it's a community association or a neighborhood resident group, they have a bank account in the name of the organization or the little community group, that's fine. If they do not, then they do need a fiscal sponsor.
Okay.
And we have some resources, a couple of agencies that we know of that we refer people to. So if that's an issue, please just let me know, and I can sort of help you along that process.
Okay. So actually, you just raised a really good question for me. Do you provide assistance to people along the way? I know that you don't have to be a professional grant writer to do this, but
Absolutely.
It can still be an intimidating process. And what are some of the ranges of the grants that have been awarded through this?
So we do provide some technical assistance for applicants that are declined, as well as that get a chance to move forward. Again, I'm the resource. I'm here to help. We have some people at Parks and People that are willing to help. Mm-hmm. I know a lot of community people that's done a lot of previous projects, and they're a good resource as well. The grants can range from $500 to $5,000. So it's, you can ask for exactly what you need: small, large, the full project, or some part of the project you need funding for. Okay. But I am actually here as a resource as well.
Do they have to have a match for
No, they do not. There is a section on the application that asks for, in-kind support or things that you already have for the project, but it's not mandatory.
Okay. Yes. All right. So, excuse me, I think we are going to open the call to questions. So if you dialed into our call today, you can press *6 now to unmute yourself and ask a question. After you finish asking the questions, press *6 to mute your line. If you are following on our live stream on Facebook, simply ask a question in the comments of the video, or you can just tweet a question using the hashtag 20-minute update. I know we did receive at least one question via email, so I'll go ahead and ask this question from John. Do you fund summer training programs for young adults between the ages of 15 and 18?
I will say, John, it's best to go ahead online and apply, put in the application. I recommend just, you submit an application as long as it files, you read the guidelines, go ahead and apply. We have funded programs similar to summer programs through Banner Neighborhoods. They have a great summer program as well as New Lens. So we do sort of support those type of programs, but I don't know specifics of this program.
Okay.
So I would recommend, John, just to go ahead and apply.
Okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and turn to the phone. Do we have anyone on the phone with a question?
I don't, yes.
No? Okay. So while we wait for additional questions either through Facebook.
I have a question.
Oh, hi, go ahead.
Hi, my name is John, not the John you just mentioned.
Okay.
We're in the process of planning the fourth year for the Baltimore Rhythm Festival, which is a 2-day event taking place in September, on September 16th. And I'm wondering whether or not would we be able to apply for a grant in order to assist us with the festival. We do have a fiscal agent. We do this event every year, and it brings together, as you mentioned, all ages of people, young, old, those in the living and those who are far beyond. But again, it's a music festival and brings together all residents of Baltimore City. And this year, our event will be held up in the sort of Station North area.
Okay, well, thank you for that question. So the question was, would the Neighborhood Grants Program support a festival in Baltimore going into its 4th year? It's scheduled for September. Is that the type of work that would be supported by the program?
Yes, that's actually something that the Neighborhood Grants would support. However, the grant cycle this round, the program cannot start before December 1st. So you would definitely be able to apply, but it would be for your next festival. So it sounds like you've been doing, this will be your 4th year. So I would, you would be able to apply for your 5th year. But we, at this time, the program cannot start before December 1st.
Okay. Thank you, John, for calling. I appreciate it. Next from Lauren on Facebook, is NGP funded by an endowed fund at BCF or unrestricted funding?
Okay, so NGP fund is endowed. It's not going anywhere. It's been around over 20 years, and it's in our DNA, so the fund will continue. We'll continue granting. It is an endowed fund, so thanks for asking that question.
Okay, great. Actually, that speaks to a question that I was going to ask as well. I think our listening audience probably knows that we're going through a leadership transition and have also recently completed a strategic planning process. How will those things will they influence the NGP program in the coming years?
They will not influence NGP. NGP's been around for over 20 years, and as I just stated, it's endowed, so we're going to continue to do great work throughout Baltimore City and Baltimore County.
Let's see, do we have any other callers on the line? Any additional questions via Facebook or Twitter? Nope. Okay. So can you talk to us a little bit about some of the other work that Baltimore Community Foundation does under its Neighborhoods program?
We actually have a leadership component to the Neighborhood Grants Program as well. We're not accepting applications at this time for that component because we're just I'm actually revising the guidelines to more accurately reflect the original content of the program. I'm finding a way to actually get grassroots leaders together to actually apply to that program. So leadership component is another component of NGP. I will be accepting applications this year, but not at this time. Okay. So you just stay tuned. keep looking at the website. I'll also send out a blast when those grants will be available. We're also doing a lot of great work in Reservoir Hill and in Greater Highlandtown. We've put a lot of time, effort, and a lot of funding in those particular areas with the partners. We have over 20 different partners in each neighborhood that we're helping, make the neighborhoods more clean, green, and vibrant.
Okay.
So it's a great program as well as NGP, and I would definitely recommend everyone apply if you have the opportunity, the time, and the residents.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So when you talk about the leadership program, that's a different cycle.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be funded this year. It's just going to be, the application will be available a little later. So I will definitely give everyone an opportunity, at least some time to get the application together, but the funding will come at the end of the year, just like the mobilization portion.
Okay, got it. So just a reminder that the mobilization grant deadline is July 14th.
Yes.
Okay.
By 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Well, not midnight? Okay.
No, 5 p.m. please.
Okay, July 14th at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
is the deadline for that application.
Yes. 5 p.m.
And that is for funding for programming that would take place in 2018.
Yeah. So the program just, it can be 2017. It's just that it cannot start before December 1st. So
Okay.
December 1st, 2017 through November 2018 is the start and end date of the program.
Okay.
Because you're not getting the funding until the end of the year, and we don't do retro funding or, past funding because it's a project that should not have started yet. There can be multiple phases of the project. So you can be in phase 1 and ask for funding for phase 2, but phase 2 cannot have started prior to December 1st.
Okay. So we do have a question from Facebook. This is from Simone and I think Kevin. How can donors or community members get involved in the review process for NGP applications?
So we actually welcome all donors or anyone that's interested in reviewing. You can contact myself. You can contact, and if you have a contact here at BCF, that'll work as well. Just let me know. We actually send out communication to our network, and once they agree to do it, we sign you up and get the information to you. There's a meeting, some time involved, but the process is very easy. So if you're interested, definitely I'll add you to the list.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any other questions? Do we have any more callers on the line? Nope. Okay. So back to, again, BCF's broader neighborhood work in communities. So are there any other programs or work that's happening in Baltimore that our viewers should know about?
It's a lot of great work in Baltimore.
You get to see a lot of it.
Yeah, so we're actually, let me think now, you have to throw me off. So, yeah, so we're actually doing a lot of, what I'm currently working on right now is a way to bring together the neighborhoods and education work to collaborate much better on with the education in neighborhoods. So we have a lot going on with 21st century schools. And so in Reservoir Hill, we have John Eager Howard, and I'm very connected to the Reservoir Hill residents. So we're figuring out a way to actually help them, make the transition smooth. So that's taking up a great deal of time right there, just making sure that the school is, when it opens up, the residents and the kids are ready and welcomed. And also we have in Southeast, there's a lot of different programs going on currently with summertime and the youth, keeping the youth involved and finding out a way to keep them engaged in what's happening in the neighborhood. So between the youth and the youth in Southeast and trying to get the kids ready for school in Reservoir Hill, that's a great deal of time there.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, but it definitely sounds like it's worthwhile, needed, and you're very passionate about it. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, but also for all your time and dedication on the Neighborhood Grants Program for BCF.
Thank you as well.
So we are coming right up on 9:20, which means that this 20-minute update is now coming to an end. Thank you again to our Civic Leadership Fund donors for making all of this possible. We will be back next month on July 20th at 9 a.m. for our next 20-minute update. Thank you.
Thank you.